here to discuss some of those options with you.
Thank you, everyone. And first of all, I want to congratulate all of the doctors who made the trip to Washington and are appearing at this summit. You are all the heroes on the front lines of medicine, standing up for patients, standing up for life, standing up for people who really need you and need access to a life-saving drug that's been around for 75 years. So congratulations for being a part of that. This summit really should have been unnecessary, and the issues that we're talking about here should not be controversial. The reason why we are here is because in this day and age, medicine has become political, medicine has become financial, and medicine is at a point where the needs of patients and the needs of doctors are coming last. And unfortunately, the issue of hydroxychloroquine became a political issue after President Trump made favorable comments about it, argued that it should be tried and used and experimented with to treat COVID-19. And at that point, there was a huge backlash. And we've heard about some of the reasons why there was that backlash, why some pharmaceutical companies had a problem with it, why bureaucrats in the NIH had a problem with it. But what we're also seeing is that throughout the country, there are bureaucrats in state medical boards who are using explicit and implicit pressures on doctors to keep them from prescribing this drug to treat COVID-19. And in some cases, the medical boards are actually investigating doctors who have used hydroxychloroquine to treat patients. And these investigations are happening even if the treatments in question were successful, even if they had better success rates than their peers. Even in some cases where they've been used in places like nursing homes and elder care facilities where the people really needed access to the drugs. We're also seeing state pharmacy boards cracking down on prescription of hydroxychloroquine. And just think about that. When was the last time that a pharmacy board decided that they knew more than doctors about what types of drugs could be used to treat diseases? I'm not aware of that ever happening, but it's happened here. Even in a state as conservative and pro-freedom as Texas, the state pharmacy board took the step of requiring at first that hydroxychloroquine be limited only to certain conditions like lupus and rheumatoid arthritis. And then later they said, well, we'll let you prescribe it, but you've got to list on the prescription what it's for. So in other words, call out doctors who are using this to treat COVID-19. And that's where the rules stand today in Texas. This is going on throughout the United States. And so our law firm, Seiler Mitby, Susanna and I are standing up and representing doctors who need help dealing with these situations. And fortunately, for most physicians, that defense is covered by insurance, and that defense can be successful. But doctors really need to know out there what their legal rights are and that they have a right to resist this. And if they prescribe life-saving drugs to patients, they should not be punished or bullied by state medical boards for doing that. The second issue that I want to mention to you is that, all of us need to stand up and be counted and let these regulators know. If we have influence with state medical boards and state pharmacy boards, we need to let them know that it's not acceptable for them to be dictating how patients are treated for COVID-19 when there is strong medical evidence that hydroxychloroquine works. I mean, we know that this drug has been around for 75 years. We know that it's been prescribed off-label in a lot of cases. We know that its use has been expanded over time from malaria to autoimmune disorders like rheumatoid arthritis and lupus. And we know that the drug is sold over the counter in many other countries. And I'm not talking about countries that are more open than ours. I'm actually talking about countries like Iran and Indonesia. You can actually walk into a pharmacy in those countries, even though they are not democratic and even though they are not free in any sense of the word, but you can walk into a pharmacy there and buy hydroxychloroquine over the counter. And here you can't do that. That's a real problem. This drug should be available without a prescription. But if it's going to be used with a prescription, doctors need the freedom to do with hydroxychloroquine what they do with every other drug, which is prescribe it off-label in appropriate situations. So thank you all again. I think this is a great opportunity for like-minded people to come together, and I hope that we have a chance to really influence policymakers in Washington for the sake of the health and the safety of America.